Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of the Japan Journals. I'm going to Japan in basically less than a month's time now. So I'm taking you along the whole journey of planning, prepping, packing, itineraries, the travel, literally everything. So all the stuff beforehand, and I'll take you through the entire 2.5 weeks of Japan, and that includes 3 days of Star Wars Celebration, 4 days of Disney, 1 day of Universal, and a whole lot of other adventures in between. So let's go. We have panel updates. It's all very exciting. And at this point, I can actually talk about one of the things that I wanted to talk about because it's been announced now, which is really exciting. Technically, I'm not going to Star Wars Celebration for work, but there is a work thing that is happening while I'm at Star Wars Celebration. So I had booked all this stuff like for Star Wars Celebration with Jake going to Japan before this was confirmed at work. But essentially there's going to be a panel with 8-Bit Reactor and Respawn, who are launching a turn-based tactics game for Star Wars, obviously, and EA are publishing it. So that's really exciting. I'm finally able to say it out loud, which is crazy because I've been keeping this quiet for very, very long time. Essentially, when I found out that we were going to be at Star Wars Celebration for this panel, it's just a game reveal. All of the stuff yet to come, super exciting. But we have panels and they came out last Saturday. I was at the gym when it happened and, well, you know, roll the tape. Okay, so I'm at the gym right now and it's sled, but the Star Wars panels have just been announced and oh my goodness, I'm kind of overwhelmed. But I really want to go to the opening, greeting and fan club introductions. Actually, no, never mind. The Mandalorian and Grogu panel, that is on the celebration stage, which I think is the big one. Join Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and multiple special guests for a sneak peek of what's to come for the Mandalorian and Grogu on their biggest screen. If Grogu comes out in his little pod, I'm gonna lose it. That is also being streamed to a bunch of the other stages, so that's fantastic. There is also a fan stage, Dark Side for Life, why the bad guys are so much impactful and just way cooler, yes. But there's one Galactic Senate stage, Women of Star Wars, questioning across the galaxy. Yes, I want to see that. I want to see, yes. What else do we have? There's a screening, Star Wars in the 1990s. Okay, yep, that's fine. I think there's a lot of, I'm gonna have to deep dive this once I finish my workout. What else do we have? Lucasfilm's Animation 20th anniversary. Ooh, that's fun. At some point they're gonna announce something else. I know there's definitely an Ahsoka panel on Saturday, which I hope to be a part of. Where is it? Ahsoka panel, 1 o'clock. I'm so excited. Celebrating the stories of Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor. I worked on those games, by the way. If you did know. Disney Experience. Ooh, Building the Galaxy with Walt Disney Imagineering. Yes, I want that. Oh, the Star Wars finale screening. There's a closing ceremony. Okay, I've missed something, but I'll have to look at it after my workout. See you soon. Now, as someone who is going to Star Wars Celebration for the very first time, I can tell you I'm actually a little overwhelmed with all of the panel options. There are definitely select few that I'm absolute must. But then I feel really bad because the absolute musts like Mando, Grogu, Ahsoka, and a ton of other ones are in this time slot where I'm oh, there are ones before that I want to go to. But to get to the absolute must, you have to go line up in a line or something. I know there's a lottery, but within that lottery, you still don't get a select seat, right? You still have to go line up probably at least 30 minutes before, which means you miss out on a whole other panel. And it's just a little upsetting, to be completely honest. I want to be able to see a lot of stuff, but I am really excited because there's a lot of panels and a lot of activities that have, Japanese influence, which I think is really lovely. I mean, I know that it's a granted because we're in Japan, but getting to fold origami Star Wars stuff, never on my books. Am I going to that? Yes, absolutely I am. I'm really hoping that they come out with an app with, you know, like a map and like a schedule where you can kind of like tag the ones that you want. You get reminded maybe like 30 minutes beforehand, and you can kind of see what you've got going on, where you can also put in like your photo and autograph ops, so you can kind of plan out your day a little bit better, because there's gonna be lots going on. Panels, shopping. They also announced a list of exhibitors today. I fear my wallet will not survive this trip. It's looking dire. Water is simmering. Give that a shake. I don't think we're meant to be using the full bottle, so we're not gonna do that. I only have a little singlet to dye, so. Is that like half? I can't tell. I literally can't tell. It's so dark in there. Then we have a teaspoon of dish soap. This is the first time I've ever dyed clothes before. Like, obviously I did tie-dye when I think I was like, I don't know, in primary school, but I've never actually dyed clothing before. So this is the first time we've done this. It's looking okay. It's looking okay. So essentially, I bought this really big steel pot from Kmart. I think it was like $39 for the 11-litered one. The Rit Dymore brand recommends like, I think 11 liters for like 1 pound or 2 pounds of fabric. So I just went with a big one. Also because I'm working with synthetic fabric. So this is a dye for synthetic fiber dye, which requires like super hot temperatures, which is a stovetop method only. You can't use your washing machine like some other dye that you can work with. So I had to get the really big pot, and we are using the royal purple color today. We are trying to make our Baymax tank top. So the white tank top that I bought was like $8 from Kmart, which was stunning. It's just a ribbed high neck tank top, and we're just gonna dye it purple so it can go underneath my little red shoulder shrug for Baymax. It's looking good so far. I'm hoping that this doesn't stain because it's kind of everywhere already. Whoops.
Several hours later.
You're meant to put it in the wash after you take it out of the dye bath, and it's actually just like dried a lot lighter than I wanted to. It should work for the outfit, but I also foolishly like threw out the dye bath instead of being able to reheat it, which was really silly of me, but now I know. I think it still works for the outfit, so I'm not too mad about it. So this is going to be our second attempt at dyeing something for one of my outfits for Star Wars Celebration. We couldn't get some of the pieces that I wanted for like a more, I guess, like traditional Jedi look. So we decided to make it a little bit more of like a dark academia Jedi crossover. So at the moment we are dyeing this beautiful blouse. It's got like bell bottom sleeves into this like dark chocolate brown because that's kind of what they wear. And then we've got a very oversized black knit vest that will go over the top. And then we have a we have a brown pleated skirt underneath, and we have also that brown belt that looks pretty much like a Jedi belt. So I'm very happy about that. We'll have black leg warmers and probably my Vans. So it's not really like truly dark academia with Vans, but there's only so much suitcase space. Hopefully it still translates as, you know, Anakin. We'll see. I'm fingers crossed. I don't really have any hair accessories for it at the moment that I can think of, but that's what we're doing today. It is a much larger item of clothing than the singlet for Baymax, so it's very likely we'll have to use the entire bottle. Because the piece of clothing is like much bigger, there's like a lot more, we're just gonna use like the majority of the bottle. We're not gonna make the same mistake as last time because we do need to get it quite dark. So. Go. The first 10 minutes is super crucial because you want to make sure that every part of it is coated evenly. You have to keep stirring, keep it moving. And already immediately I'm like, this is not dark enough. It will obviously darken as we stir and keep it in the dye bath, but I fear it is already not dark enough. Also, second lesson I've learned, wear gloves. This gets really hot, especially because you have to keep it moving and you have to keep your hand like right where the, you know, the hot water is. Just wear gloves, truly. And that way it also stops it from staining your hands as well. So that's also a good choice. So I've ended up using the entire bottle because it just wasn't looking brown enough. And this is definitely a chocolate brown. Like, it's not wrong when they say this is a chocolate brown. So rest assured that the colors are accurate, but yeah, it wasn't getting brown enough for my liking. And even though I know there's still quite a long way to go in the dye bath, I just wanted the brown. After I've watched it and taken it off the line, this is another reminder that no matter how much like dye you put into the dye bath, it is not like super dark, but it is the brown that I want, so I'm happy with it. But like, yeah, just a reminder. I know this video is pretty crafting and DIY heavy, which is kind of impressive coming from me because I am not a DIY queen, but here we are. So last episode, I did mention that I made some character socks with my Cricut, and I realized I didn't show you guys any footage. So here is me making my Ahsoka and Sabine socks. The dark side socks are yet to come because I hadn't figured out the design yet, and I still haven't, but it's honestly like super easy. Obviously you need some sort of like cutter or Cricut machine type thing, and you also need some heat tech vinyl. Once again, these socks are totally irrelevant to the actual outfit I'm wearing for the day, but I thought because since it was just an easy and cute thing to do, like why not make character socks and just, you know, tell myself now that I have Ahsoka Tano socks because I can wear them to the gym, I can wear them wherever I want, and it's kind of amazing. I'm also not sure if you guys have noticed, but my toxic trait is thinking that I can just DIY anything by just watching a video and like having a concept in my mind. I've never done this before. I never even realized that you could probably make character socks. And then my partner came home and was like, well, shouldn't the heat tech stretch because your socks will stretch? And it's honestly something that just like had never occurred to me. But honestly, so far so good. And look at my reaction. I'm absolutely stoked and pretty proud of myself that this actually worked. Functionally, we'll have to see if it actually works, but look how cool it is. I have Ahsoka Tano socks. And I have Sabine Wren socks, and I will also eventually have like a dark side pair of socks, which will be Jedi, Vader, and then the stranger on the other side of the sock. Today, I humbly come to you guys from my little art station, which is basically my dining room table. Ignore the mess back there. Those are all of my outfits like laid out in their little outfit stack because I need to visually make sure that I have all my bits and bobs for said outfits. Today, we are going to attempt to put the Starbird
symbol on my Sabine outfit's little like PU leather thingamabobs. It's meant to like replicate her Mandalorian armor. We have a gray bodysuit going on underneath and a cargo skirt, so it's gonna tie together. However, this is the most important part because like I could just leave it like this. Audience at home, you're right. You're absolutely right. I could just leave it like this, or I could, you know, put a starbird on it and maybe a loth cat. It's not going to be historically accurate like the armor piece, but I do want the starbird on there, and I might pop a loth cat on the back somewhere. Have I done this before? Not to this scale. Have I worked with PU leather before? Also no. So I'm a little worried because when we did the socks, you could kind of see a little bit of like imprint on it from the heat. So I feel like I'm gonna have to go really low heat, really quickly, like no pressure at all, but then also make sure it sticks. So in theory, this should be super easy. Like it should really just take me no time at all. I have the starbird design from the socks already. I just have to blow it up, measure it out on this, print it out, cut it out, weed it, chuck it on, heat, done. Bob's your uncle. This is the starbird that I was using before for Sabine. I've made it orange. You can make it honestly whatever color, but it just helps me to know that the vinyl that I'm gonna be using is gonna be orange, so like visually speaking. At the moment, it says 15 centimeters by 1467. So I have to measure that out on the actual clothing piece and make sure that that will fit in the spot that I want it. Also, if anyone cares, I've obviously finished The Sunrise on the Reaping book, and I am in a very big Hunger Games mood. So I'm going back and watching all the 3 original trilogies and the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. I'm probably gonna reread them as well because, yeah. Okay, well, it's done. We've done it. The only thing is now, it kind of looks a bit bland by itself, right? And I'm trying to figure out what else we can do to zhuzh it up and make it a little bit more Sabine. I know that like probably just grabbing some paint is the best play here, except I don't paint. I'm not that girly. I said, yeah. Could I add maybe some little loth cats on the top there? Potentially, because it's like, it's very like this centered at the moment. If we were to put it like that, you can actually almost barely see it. So kind of want something on this side a little bit to balance it out.